This devastated wife is pleading for her abusive husband to be set free despite him being incarcerated for attacking her. So the judge wake her up with a brutal truth.
There was more that occurred that night that wasn't on video of me instigating and pulling, pushing.
Ma'am, I don't like it where particularly women get up here and they start saying, I said something, I did this, I did that. You're there talking, and then he just decides to punch you in the face. There is nothing that gives him justification to do that.
There is more to it. I was never hit. I literally fell in the bathroom when I went to go throw up and busted my face on the toilet.
Ma'am, if you want to tell me he didn't hit you, then fine. I know what I saw from the time he took the swing to then what your reaction is. You didn't trip. When a man raises his hand to you, you don't have to give him an excuse. He's just wrong. That's how it works. Given his conduct in this court and what I saw on that video, his bond is raised to $250,000. Go ahead. Your name, ma'am?
Tina Hansen.
All right, go ahead. What did you want to tell me?
Regarding the phone and having those privileges back, one, children being the most important, being able to speak to their father and be involved, especially with his grandchild on the way as well. The original claim that was made that he instructed me to do certain things that the prosecution had said that was done was incorrect. And that was why I think that maybe some emotions got brought up and the contempt sentence happened with the no.
Oh, I know exactly why the contempt happened. Because he acted a fool in the court.
Because what
and
the prosecution
disrespectful
was,
to not me, but this
yeah.
institution. That's why he got the contempt. That's not going anywhere.
No, I'm
But
saying
go ahead.
for my the emotional standpoint, when they said that he instructed me to email them, which was false, and that had never happened. So
But ma'am, even if it had,
he it still
should have told his attorney and not acted that way.
Oh, absolutely.
In this court.
Yes,
It's really as simple as that.
I'm not saying what was done was right at all by any means. I think that I would hope that he's learned his lesson from that, and to simply at least be able to talk to his children in the meantime, to at least have some sort of sanity during this process, and for them to be able to be a part of their dad's lives, even though they can't see him, is, I guess, my argument for trying to see if there's any consideration for that to happen.
So you're only up here to talk to me about the phone.
I could talk to you about everything if you wanted to.
Well, I don't know that you want to, ma'am, because I mean, if what Miss Gaines read to me was your rendition of what occurred that night.
There was more that occurred that night that wasn't on video. Of me instigating and pulling, pushing.
Ma'am, I'm going to tell you what. And I really, people who are victims and survivors of I don't like to interrupt it, and I'd be more than happy to hear from you. But I'm going to tell you, it was real clear to me. I wouldn't care what you did. There was no reason for him ever to lay hands on you in that bar and push you. Never an excuse. I don't care what you did. And then once he's separated and people are trying to, I'm watching the security officers try to calm him down. And he's like some caged animal walking around with reference to you. I then see you come through the security because they talked to you before you did. He goes up to you. If you want to say he invaded, hold on a second. If you want to say you invaded his space, he had every opportunity to turn and leave. And instead, he pushes you. Now, ma'am, and please let me finish, because at that point, he could have then left. He could have extracted himself out of that situation.
She tried.
No, he did not. Because I watched the two of you as you crossed Huron, you're talking to each other. It doesn't, and you know what, ma'am? And I don't like it where particularly women get up here and they start saying, I said something, I did this, I did that. You cross Huron with him. You then cross First Street with him. You're there talking, and then he just decides to punch you in the face. There is nothing, unless you want to tell me something where you had some weapon pointed at his head that gives him justification to do that. I've had my say, so I will let you speak.
There is more to it. I understand where you're coming from, and you're seeing it a different way than I clearly lived through it and remember it very vividly. And I even told the police officers that night exactly what happened. I was never hit. The injury that they're
Ma'am, I'm watching your face. I'm watching your face go down.
No, my whole body went down. I tripped. I was all over the place, Your Honor. I literally fell in the bathroom when I went to go throw up and busted my face on the toilet, but there's no cameras in there for that. I was extremely intoxicated. And as he's leaving, I'm following him.
Ma'am, are you telling me that on the corner of First and Huron, the last part of the video I see,
there's not a hit. I didn't see.
Hold on. That he didn't swing at you?
Nope.
Oh, for God's sake.
I did not see that.
Okay, go ahead.
That's it, Your Honor. Thank you.
You may have a seat. Anything else from either side?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Anything else from the defense?
No, I have nothing further in terms of bond. I did want to say that Mr. Taylor did express great regret for previously in court, and I had forgotten to say that earlier. And he understands exactly why he has this.
And all I can say to you, Ms. Hanson, is God bless you. Because I'm going to be absolutely honest with you. I don't care how drunk you were. I don't care how much in his grill you were and talking about whatever. I never saw you once take a swing at him. I never saw you once do anything that from that video that I could interpret as anything that was aggressive by any stretch of the imagination toward him, that may even in some way give him some concept of that he was defending himself or that you were irritating him in some way so much. But it really, even if you were irritating him, the only thing that you're using is you two are actually walking together across two streets. I sat there and watched it. So I don't know what video you're looking at to come to the determination that you tell me. And ma'am, again, I'm not here to yell at any victim or survivor of any offense, but I'm here certainly to put forth the reality of what I saw on that video. And he pushed you in the bar. You're trying to get up. He pushes you, so security has to get in between. They try to separate him, and he's still doing that. And then he tries to go after somebody else that's there. And then finally they get him outside, and he still won't just calm down. And what's clear to me, ma'am, is after security's dealt with it, I think you're trying to get him to calm down, to do whatever you can to just alleviate the circumstance. And what's he do? He just pushes you against a building. I mean, not just push you against a building. I mean, he shoved you into a building and you go down. Then at some point, you guys are walking. You're walking. You wait to cross the street twice. There is no contact at that point. Apparently, the two of you are talking. If he wanted to get away from you, he could have gotten away from you. And then you get to the other side, which is kitty corner from live bar. You're standing there. And ma'am, if you want to tell me he didn't hit you, then fine. You can tell me that. I know what I saw. I know what I saw from the time he took the swing to then what your reaction is. You didn't trip. And, you know, like I said, God bless you, God help you. When a man raises his hand to you, you don't have to give him an excuse. He's just wrong. That's how it works. I don't believe, and I'm not going to reduce the defendant's bond. In fact, given what I've seen, I think that the defendant's bond isn't high enough. Given his conduct in this court and what I saw on that video, his bond is raised to $250,000 cash surety. I am not reinstating his phone privileges. And at this moment in time, unless the PD wants to file a motion, he's going to serve out his contempt. Defendant is, that's it. Thank you. I don't know what we're doing on yours. You probably do not want to talk to me right now, Mr. Bernstein. The court's going to stand in recess. All rise.
This liar thinks he can make the judge believe with such reasons, but the judge is not buying it.
So let me get this right. He was charged with operating while intoxicated, causing death.
That's right.
The intoxicant in that charge is.
That's right.
He's in arraigned, so now he knows what he's charged with. He's told to go to community corrections. When he gets to community corrections, mind you, 4 days later, he tests positive for.
I had some at my house, which I disposed of.
In your nose or what?
I had it in a tray and I disposed of it.
You what?
I had it in a tray
And then you just smoked it.
Threw it away.
You threw it away? The thing I hate more than anything is when somebody lies to me. Defendant's bond is revoked. Defendant's remanded to the Washington County Jail.